HorrorDeconstruction.
I don't know why.
Because he'd rather be Robin. What's up, everybody? It's the HorrorDeconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube. You know I'm cutting that out. With your hosts, Komp and...
Barbara.
Today's film is...
In the Earth, 2021.
In the Earth, 2021. As the world searches for a cure to the disastrous virus, a scientist and park scout venture deep into the forest for a routine equipment run. Directed and written by Ben Wheatley, starring Joel Fry, Reese Smith, and Haley Squires. So, Danny, why did you...
Does he write all of his movies?
I'm not sure. He's not. I don't think he's writing... I think he's a very good director.
I do too.
I think that I'll get to that anyway, but he obviously writes good stuff. I don't know if he's directing The Meg Part 2, which is about like the giant shark. And I'm like,
giant fish. I never saw the first one. I heard it was good.
My family saw it. They liked
it.
Anyway,
I chose this because he is a great director, and I think I've liked every movie I've seen.
Boy, a guy that I know, Mike, he hates Ben Wheatley.
Really?
He really hates. And I'm like,
why? What's the hate?
I think what it is, I can see where he's coming from in some of it. That like he thinks that
I'm really curious.
He thinks that Ben Wheatley is too art housey, and that he never like fulfills the promise or something of what he's directing, which I can see. Because I mean, I liked Kill.
I mean, he had the one with the couple that went on this that road trip.
Yeah.
I can't think what it's called at the moment, but that one was not art house at all.
Sightseers.
Yeah, Sightseers. That wasn't art house at all.
That was like a very British comedy. But like, Kill List had a sort of art housey end. Like it just didn't explain anything and just I mean I love Kill Smith.
Yeah, but it was great though.
Kill List, and then also what was the other one? Obviously, he made one called
A Field in England.
A Field in England, which is like art house.
That was art housey, yeah.
And then also he did a movie called High Rise, which is a really weird dystopian science fiction movie, but like people that live in an apartment building that's like really high in the sky, and that was like I liked it. It stars Loki, so you might want to watch it. And it
cool.
It's good, but I can see where people either really stay with him or they just go, what the fuck is this, and they leave.
What I like about him is he like has this like low budget feel but makes really good movies.
Yeah, I like his movies. He even did a movie about like people trying to not get shot in a like the whole movie is just
in America.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It is the whole movie. Like was it a high school?
The whole
teacher?
movie is just about a standoff. So you're watching in real time a standoff between all these people in the 70s, and it has Captain Marvel in it. It's really good. Free fire. Anyway. So speaking of A Field in England, this is essentially A Field in England 2. Like, I feel like it was the same. I feel like it's a second movie, but I enjoyed it a lot. So Danny, why don't you get into the storyline of In the Oath?
Okay. It's about it's very on topic. It's about a horrible virus. I guess the virus makes people crazy. It really doesn't say.
This was filmed. No, I don't think it's the same virus. I think they're actually doing the plague that we currently have. But I think this is just a story.
Was it though? Because it made it like much more post-apocalyptic. Like it made it seem like society like had completely crumbled.
Well, that's what's happening.
Which I guess
now,
maybe it will. I mean, but it made it a lot worse. But anyway,
this was filmed during the pandemic. So
right. Well, anyway, so they filmed. So it's about a virus, and this doctor goes out to like a forest or something to try to find another doctor that he used to work with and date, and they venture into the forest. I guess they're trying to find a cure for the virus. Like, that it's a pretty light premise, honestly. And then they go out into the forest. He goes with the park ranger.
Yeah, so the main character, I didn't even say who starred in this film.
Who is from Midsummer.
Is he?
No, not him.
Girl,
he's
right?
from Game
Laura
of Thrones,
Tortilla,
apparently.
yeah. That's what I was. I told you that a while back, but I guess you had forgotten. Alma. She's that poor girl that gets drowned in the. Oh, spoiler. But they don't show it. I guess in the DVD extra they'll show it. But so Joel Fry is playing Martin Lowry. He's looking for an ex-girlfriend that he, I guess he lost his parents during this virus. You're right, it isn't specifically this virus that's going on now, but it's a different one.
I felt like the virus was implied to be a lot worse than this.
Probably.
I don't know.
So he goes out looking for an ex-girlfriend. He hooks up with Alma, and they're going to look. They're looking for this. They're looking for this other scientist. I was a little bit confused by what the fuck was going on with this movie. As in why they were there. I mean,
it's a bit of a light premise. It's a little vague.
Yeah, and it's weird because I watched this, and then I had also seen the other film Demonic by Neil Blomkamp, and it shows you the difference of people having talent making movies during this pandemic, and like, this is so much better.
Was that not a good movie?
It was really bad. It was very poorly made, and
Okay.
Anyway, so Martin is. Explain Martin. Who's his character?
He's like this little kind of wussy doctor that, I mean, he's kind of like a wuss. Like, it's all about Alma, really.
Well, I think he's lost everybody in his life, right? Is that what it is? So he's trying to reconnect with somebody from the
past. But he just seems kind of like pathetic, and then like, and the whole time is just him kind of like suffering, and Alma is like a badass.
Yeah, Alma's great. She's a very good actor. I'm glad we got to see more of her as an actor comparatively to. She was good in Midsummer too, but she's like more of a hands-on.
She's a side character. I mean, she's gone soon.
Yeah, she runs into. They run into this character played by Zach, played by Reese Smith. He works on this British show that everybody really likes called Inside Number 9, which is like a weird science fiction horror version of I was going to say about the Twilight Zone, but I guess that's what it is already. It's in England. I saw one episode of it that everybody was like really crazy about. It's like
he looks nothing like
absolutely
himself.
Not. You know, he looked like to me. He looked like
I would never know that was the same guy.
He looked like the director of the third Thor movie.
You think so?
Yeah, he looks like that guy.
Way. Well, not in this movie though, right? Okay.
Yeah, he looks like in this movie like that guy from that director. I can't think of his name. The guy who did.
It's a weird name. It's like Twing. I can't think of his name.
Like
it's like it's not a name I would ever
he's having
remember.
threesomes with famous actresses. Good for him. Tia something. I don't know what it is, something like that. Anyway, so Zach is this guy who looks like he's
Taika Waititi.
Zach is this guy who lives in the woods somewhere else. They don't know who he is. He just seems like some random homeless guy. But you're right. They didn't really go into details about what kind of virus this is. So I was just kind of figuring it was this one. But apparently it's one that's ravaged the whole world.
Yeah, and it seemed apocalyptic.
And these are people, I guess they're monitoring the woods for some specific reason that I don't know why. It's just that it's very like efficient that they're doing. You know what I mean? I can imagine while they were filming this, they must have been shitting bricks, because I think that like when they give them the actual code, the testing in the movie, I was like, that's probably like real testing that they're doing and filming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let me see what's in the deadly viruses. This is from Wiki. Has ravaged the world, and people are struggling to develop a cure or find ways to live in spite of the virus. Martin Lowry is a scientist sent to a government-controlled outpost located in an unusually fertile forest area outside of Bristol to help in the studies and experiments of his former colleague and ex-lover Olivia Wendell. Okay, so I guess they're trying to. I don't know.
Wow, the wiki really has like every.
It's real. It seems like the director actually fucking wrote the wiki for this or something.
It's like a book.
But yeah. So we're also lightly treated to the idea of some sort of forest entity or forest god. It's just like. Briefly explain.
Well, it's kind of like sentient. The forest is sentient, kind of. And then it's really cool if you read about like fungus and stuff. Like they're like really smart and like it's like almost an animal and almost a plant, but it's like its own thing. Like all mushrooms are like their own thing.
Yeah, isn't there a fungus that like it was on Resident Evil 4? There's some sort of fungus that like attaches itself to like insects and
ants.
controls the insect.
Brainwashes them
for it to move its spores somewhere
else. And they spray like the stuff where it was spraying all the fog in the air, like that's real. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, obviously, I don't think it would make you hallucinate like that, but like there are, that's the way that they, plant themselves. They'll spray into the air, and the wind will carry them around, and like birds and shit.
Oh yeah, that's why we really still don't know anything about this world. Like, we are essentially the bacteria on a larger living thing. You know what I mean?
And, like, apparently there's, like, a theory that, and it's, like, a real theory, though, from scientists, that, like, the way humans evolved was, like, our ancestors ate mushrooms, and it, like, made their brains change and stuff.
Huh. So it was like Cro-Magnons eating like mushrooms,
like psychedelic mushrooms that like made them become us. Like there's like theories like that. But anyway, so it's really cool.
Yeah,
so
can you imagine a caveman eating a mushroom and he's like, "Holy shit, bro!" Even though like
and he's like his stone art is like all trippy.
Even though English hasn't been invented, he's like, "You gotta try this shit, bro." Anyway, so explain Zach. Who is? I know I explained a little bit of Zach, but what is Zach's issue?
He is crazy. I think he's been driven mad by the forest. Living out there and everything, along with his doctor wife, and there's a book. They have a book which has, what is it called? What's the name of the fucking creature that is the personification of the forest? It's like a weird. What the hell is it called? We keep talking.
Oh, you're the one that brought it up. I'm trying to see what the name is.
Oh, Parnag Feg, which is a woodland spirit. So he has this book, which is like kind of an ancient guide to this forest spirit. Really cool art, by the way. Whoever made that art is really good. Fucking amazing.
It's much better than most shitty art that they use in horror films. Like Midsommar had good art. This had good art. You know what I mean? Yeah. And apparently Parnag. I almost fucked up that name. Parnag Fig. You could see how easily I could have screwed that name up. Parnag Fig is like a celebrity because he exists based on people giving him tribute.
Right. So it's like they're doing like rituals for it, and it's kind of like in that movie Ritual, I believe is what it's called. Anyway, so this guy is taking it like literally, like he's trying to like
appease him
by like kidnapping and killing people.
It's like Aztec gods type of thing. Well, he's not killing. Well, I guess he did kill the other people.
No, he killed people.
Because we find that one. We saw one where a family had disappeared.
But we find out that the forest is like literally drawing people in by giving them ringworm, and it like alters their minds.
And the ringworm attracts people to one another, like almost like a homing beacon.
And there's like a stone, which is like a monolith kind of thing.
So I think what's interesting about that, because like he does these like cool photography things with them, where he's like. It looks like they're like what are those old type of photos called? I forgot what they're called, but they're like these sort of weird prints where he's like laying them down and they're doing these sort of.
Oh, you're talking the kind that has like the accordion thing on it and everything.
Yeah, no, I meant the actual kind of printing that.
Daguerreotypes.
Those type of photos. Yeah. And like he's putting pieces over their eyes so they look like sort of old school photography. It's really beautiful looking photography. Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, because it's weird to like discuss this movie without bringing up demonic and how cheap and stupid that movie was compared to.
Well, I didn't see it. So
you got to see it. I mean, you got to see it anyway because it's Neil Blomkamp.
Do I really have to? Please.
You know, it has a really good science fiction. Because I did the episode up for this month, so I don't know if people have heard it yet. But it's like they have a really interesting science fiction element that Neil Blomkamp should just stay with science fiction and like leave horror alone until he understands it completely, because he knows science fiction horror but not like horror, and they did it. A lot of it was improv, and there's no fucking way you can improv a horror film. Because most of a horror film...
Well, you can. Blair Witch Project.
No, but when people talk with each other... This is why Blair Witch also did this, is that once you
don't... they call it like mumblecore?
Right. No, mumblecore is just people talking to each other for no reason, which I guess Blair Witch kind of is. But in this movie, like, most of the situations of a horror film, if you improv it, it's like, fuck, what the fuck am I going to do? Where the fuck am I going to... And it's every word is like a curse word because you don't know what the hell else to say. So it's that kind of movie. And while this... looks like there was structure and something put into it. You know, like it was like there's ABC. Although it's not like a very complicated structure.
Now, what about the doctor lady? I know her from somewhere.
You know what it is? To me, she looked like who plays Meg in Family Guy? From the 70s show,
you think so?
The little actress.
Yeah, I guess she looked.
I was looking at her and I was like, who does this girl look like? Because she's not in anything else I've seen.
Mila
Kunis. You know, her and Adam, whoever that guy is from the 70s show. They say they don't take baths for days. So, you know, it was a little thing where...
Ew.
I know. I don't get it. People, they like, he's like, her boyfriend is like Ashton Kutcher, her husband. He's like, yeah, all I do is like...
They actually got married. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. So, you know, good for them. So, like, he's like...
Oh, she's from In Fabric, that movie we watched.
Is she the girlfriend at the second half, I guess?
I guess so. Her name is Babs.
So she's in the shitty part of the movie. The first part of the movie was good. The second part I didn't like. But yeah, so anyway. But back to Ashton Kutcher for 1 second. He says he only washes his groin like every 3 days or something. So
what? What about he shits every day though?
I guess these are white people's assholes.
I don't get people.
Have shit.
It's okay. I don't get.
So anyway, back to this film. So there is some cruelty going on in this movie. It's really, it is disturbing, disgusting shit going on in this film. But it's not like,
oh yeah, his poor foot.
Yeah, you feel bad for Martin, but he is like one of those typical British guys. Even though he looks like he should be able to kick people's asses because he's like a tall guy and everything.
Now he's a big wuss. You can tell like immediately.
He's like, oh, please don't cut off my toes. Please don't cut off my toes. He's like that and stuff.
Exactly. I think we should go to the hospital.
I've twisted my foot. I've been buggered, mate. But I remember talking to a friend she's British French, and I was trying to tell all the words that I knew that were curse words in English, and then like I know the worst one was minge or something like that, and because minge is like obviously for a woman's private. That's like a dirty word. So,
but they say cunt like every other word.
Yeah, because cunt is like nothing to them. It's almost like when we
cunt is like shit to us.
Like over here when we say fanny pack. Fanny means vagina, like it's.
Oh, they mean That's
so funny. I don't know. Over here, pussy fanny means somebody's ass. You know what I mean, like a butt or something. But it's very funny. These British people. I don't got a problem with them. I don't like their obsession with, just like our obsession with celebrities here, like their obsession with the crown over there, the royals. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
These people were born and they're better than you already. Fuck you. Anyway.
That's being rich.
So we're into. It almost becomes torture porn for a second. Do you know what I mean? When they're trying to, they see Zach.
I'm glad it didn't go that route though.
No, but it does enough where it's like, ooh.
It has just the right amount of horrible things happening.
Because it's that really realistic violence in this, where it's not like excessive, but it's just like, ooh.
Oh, and the guy with when he keeps swinging it and missing, it's like, God.
That was definitely comedy. Like that was for sure black comedy or something. But like when they chop off,
but it reminded me of the scene from Aliens with the knife.
Oh yeah, yeah. When he's trying to, I love that.
Going between the fingers and everything. Yeah.
Or whatever his name is, actor. I forgot the guy's name. Why am I forgetting his name? When he's like, oh, he's like,
yeah.
But anyway, so Martin just like goes through it because they chop his toes off, and he's much more reasonable still, even after like. I would be like screaming like a fucking banshee if my toes got cut off like that.
Yeah, I'd be.
And then Alma like has a drug psychotropic freak out. This is why when I watched this, I was like, this is like a Field in England because it's the same fucking ending, and I'm saying this in a good way. Because if they call this a Field in England too, I wouldn't be like bothered because this is essentially the same. It's like a psychotropic drug freak out at the end.
Forest
it's the same,
and
it's yeah, right. And it's like the same. They use the same sort of effects. It's like this really. If you're not on drugs, this movie.
But I guess it's like they think. I guess the premise is, at the end, it's kind of implied like this forest
is alive.
Is going to take over the whole country.
Oh, okay.
Is like that. I got that impression at least.
Yeah. You would think since everything was a forest that he can kind of go everywhere, but I guess since the city is taken over, you can't really do that. Parnag. I liked the movie. You know, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. Like, I don't know what my friend's talking about. I wish he would give Ben Wheatley a chance, but I understand.
What anything you didn't like about it?
You know, I didn't have a problem. I can't say that I didn't have a problem with it because like I enjoyed it for the most part. You know, I liked it a lot, but I didn't feel like there was any slow parts to it. Like
I wish, personally, I think the budget showed a little bit at certain points.
Did you? Yeah.
During like the whole psychedelic endings and like the psychedelic parts. Like, I wish they had been a little bit visually cooler, but like it was still great. Like,
did you feel I love the psychotropic stuff in this movie. Did you feel that it was? You could just tell it was just like digital effects that they used from a computer. They didn't make any new digital effects. They were just kind of fucking around with the visuals or something.
Yeah. Like, it was a little cheap, but like it's still cool. It gets across the point, but like I would have liked maybe a little more art.
Have you ever taken direction. Like this style of psychotropic drugs? Like, is it realistic to that?
I've taken shrooms twice. And I've done salvia a bunch of times.
Do you see colors, or do you ever see weird shit, or what goes on with that?
Yeah, I never did like a large enough amount like that it would be that level, but no, it definitely fucks with your perception. Like colors are different, like brighter, and like things are like kind of swirling into each other a little. Like I've never done like a crazy amount, and then salvia is like a whole other thing.
Have you taken that?
But it's not. Yeah, I've done that a bunch of times. It's not colorful though. It's like black and white patterns and weird shit like that. But it's not this sort of thing. It's much more.
Imagine you take some.
Evil feeling.
Imagine you take some shrooms and you grow 5 times your size, and you're able to go down pipes and like fight, turtles.
I could shoot fireballs and shit. That would be cool.
But yeah. So I mean, I didn't really. It's weird because it's like I don't want to fully go in and like this is the greatest movie ever. I think it's because I saw that it's so similar to Field of England, and
yeah.
So there's
I feel
something...
like Field of England is way funnier than this one.
Yeah, I think what's weird with, and it's the thing that I feel about Ben Wheatley is that he's always this close to making a great movie, but there's something about it that doesn't work. But I'm not saying this doesn't work. Okay. It's just that there's always something, and I think this is what affects the guy that I know that watches, that refuses to see Ben Wheatley movies now, is that there's always something that like keeps it from being like incredibly great. I think this is one of his better films, honestly.
Well, I think he goes for like more like
I think he
intentionally tries to keep it low budget.
Right. And I think he doesn't know I think he doesn't know whether to stay in art house realm or sort of a traditional film, which I like. I like either way.
I like that he bounces around.
Yeah, so I like that, but I understand when people there's something. That's what I got with High Rise. Here, I liked it because it was more straightforward, so I enjoyed it. But
yeah.
I liked all the characters. I liked even Martin. I felt bad for him through the film because he wasn't like a piece.
Yeah, I liked him. I just thought it was a pussy, but that's his character,
right? And Alma, obviously, because she was more gung ho about shit. I thought the violence was cool. I thought it was funny.
She's the only smart one in the movie.
I thought it was very funny with Zach when he goes. I don't want to completely spoil it, but when he was telling Martin, "No, you can't go to the hospital. You can't go to the hospital," and then what happens to him? That happens to him. He goes, "We gotta go to the hospital." I was fucking laughing so hard. At that
yeah,
because obviously he was full of shit the whole time. So I did like that. Once I saw like the other female doctor, I knew something was afoot. Not to
I definitely suspected her, but like it was still cool when she like flipped out.
Yeah.
And does she die at the end?
No. She's possessed. She's like she got what she wanted. Like everybody else got fucked, but she got what she wanted. Her and Alma, I guess.
Well, I think Alma got happy in the end too.
Well, yeah, Alma wasn't looking for that though. Alma was possessed by something or some shit like that.
I don't think she's possessed. I think she had a spiritual experience with the forest.
Yeah. Well, at least Martin's gonna get the fuck out of there, I guess. But I liked it. I liked the film. I can't say like it's a glowing review, but I really enjoyed it. Which is weird to say about Ben Wheatley, which is what I say about all of his movies. But it's certainly
he's definitely a good director.
He certainly is. Yeah. And there's a look to it, it looked really good. And especially when I was comparing it to Neil Blomkamp's, the movie's 100 times better. You really got to see that movie. I got to know what your thoughts on that movie are. But anyway, what rating would you give In the Earth 2021?
I give In the Earth an 8.5 out of 10. Chopping at someone's foot with an axe, and you miss the first 3 or 4 times, and then you half cut off the toes and then have to do it again because they won't shut up and stop badgering you about going to the hospital.
I would also give this movie, I was going to give it a 7, but you're right, it is an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, going to look for your sweetheart because everything else has crumbled around you and you realize, oh, she's into somebody that'll fuck me up. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
AM, PM.
The HorrorDeconstruction.